What's up, guys? Let yourselves be known in the chat. Hey, Devin. Long time. How are you? How's everything? What have you been up to? I'm going to give it a little while for people to come in. So I'm just going to chill unless we got questions. This is ridiculous that I can't. There we go. Changed it. Living the dream. Good job, Devin. What are you up to? What do you want to talk about? This is just an open Q&A, Devin, so feel free to ask any questions. Come on, guys. I see a lot of people in the group. Give me something to work with in the chat. So what are we talking about today, guys? Give me some ideas. Tomorrow I'm going to go back to, actually, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go back to doing astrotheology videos in my lives. I'm going to start doing that. It's just a very long book that I have to outline now. This is 50 pages. It's very long. But I will do it like I've been doing it before. Although, hold on. Let me text Rex real quick. I'm sorry, I'm driving, so kind of hard to text. Well, please don't text while you're driving, Devin. I need you in one piece. What books am I reading currently? The Ethiopian Bible. I'm reading the Picatrix. I'm reading Mere Christianity. I'm reading all three of those at the same time. But I think so. I just messaged Rex Bear, and I asked him for a link and to give me an idea for a Sumerian tablet to do. Because it's because of him that I did the first three. He brought up those, so I'm going to see if he's going to give me another one. Anybody new want to talk? Anybody new who's never said anything want to ask a question? Feel free to ask. No questions, guys? Really? Well, maybe. I mean, I'm not getting questions right now. There's people in the chat. There's people in the that are watching. So maybe I'll just cut this off and I'll go break down the new book and then I'll come back and we'll do it. Unless I have any questions, guys, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to start highlighting the book. I already know everything, Craig F. Yeah, that's the first stage. When you realize that you know everything, it's your duty to tell everybody what you know and make sure they believe the same thing. No, you're not supposed to do that at all, actually. I don't know. I've never come to the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. It's like if this is a pie chart, right? And then like most of the pie is stuff you don't know. No, actually, how it goes is it's a little slice for stuff you know, little slice for stuff you don't know, and then the rest of the pie is stuff you don't know that you don't know. There is so much information in this world, it's impossible to feel lost. Craig, I know it's a joke. That's why I was teasing you. I know it's a joke. We just got to. I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Because I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Come on, guys. No questions? You guys are usually so good about this. It's disturbing that only 6 are attending. I don't know where you get the 6 number, dude. I've got 19 people in here right now, and it's only been 9 minutes. Or now it's down to 18. It's usually the same amount, yeah. So it fluctuates, for sure. But also, it's a Tuesday and it's 9:45 in the morning. People are at work. They'll watch it later, though. But thanks, Craig. I appreciate it because I'm not cultivating idiots here, guys. I'm not doing the one chip challenge. I'm not dressing up as a sumo wrestler and fighting my best friend. I'm not riding an alligator with a freaking bucket hat and a Armani pitchfork. I'm not doing any of that weird shit. I'm actually teaching people stuff that's important, which I find important. So hopefully people do too. YouTube choking. I've been so shadow banned on YouTube, man. I used to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of views. And now it's down to a couple of hundred a video. But something big is coming. That's all I can say. Big marketing thing. Doug is here. Big swinging D. What's up, Doug? You got questions, Doug? Because I'm trying to get the questions waking up in the chat, but nobody wants to ask questions. So, Doug, feel free. Oh, Doug, I got to mail out your book today, which I will do. What do you think is coming? Can you be more specific, Devin? And I will try and give you my best answer. With what? What am I predicting? What do you want me to help you with? This is a good question. C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity. I'm new. If Yeshua wasn't real according to you, I didn't say he wasn't real. I said he was represented by the Son. The Christian version of Jesus never existed. The Bible version. Why is it that every time he is mentioned, regardless of other Satanist, Mason, New Ager, I hate the word New Age because all the stuff that's New Age, yoga, sacred mathematics, tarot, astrology, all these things that are called New Age, they're not New Age. They're older than the Bible. They're older than the concept of Satan. So how can it be Satanist? Dark white magic, Jewish, Muslim, atheist. The power of his name in his realm is so people get weird or uncomfortable. They do, because 99% of the people on Earth do not understand the astrotheology and what the story is actually trying to say. So of course they're going to react with their limited experience mindset and get weird over it because they still think these dynamics are real. Just like when people see Jesus, right? During near-death experiences, well, you've been shown this image of Caesar Borgia your whole life. And then now when you have a near-death experience, you see the same exact thing you saw. That's weird, right? If he had looked any different, you would have saw that. So that's just what you're seeing. You're just seeing an archetype. You're seeing the hero archetype. Devin is parked. Good job. Thanks, Devin. Be safe. What do you know about Druid Earth magic? Not much, to be honest with you. I know the Hollywood stick, right? The wand made out of Hollywood. I know that was a Druidic thing. Where would you want to go with this, though? Like, what specifically about Druid Earth magic would you like to talk about? What is your thought on acoustic levitation and the Baghdad Battery? The Baghdad Battery is interesting. It's advanced. Acoustic levitation is interesting too because I talk about it in my third book, which is The Secret Weapon. That was it. In my book series, I talk about things like acoustic levitation. In fact, Doug, let me tell you what I have in my book series. I actually saved this. Hold on. Okay, so that's what I need. Gematria, etymology, numerology, astronomy, astrology, astrotheology, out-of-body experiences, the Akashic records, symbology, remote viewing, religious secrets, capstones of the pyramids, mystery school channelers, near-death experiences, DMT monitoring, lucid dreaming, acoustic levitation, physics and quantum physics, psychotherapy, psychology, spiritual guides, and shared dreaming and crystal technology. I've woven in my book series, Doug, a storyline that teaches all that stuff, which is why I sell sets of the copy. Now, you just bought book one, but I do sell the sets. Well, everyone keeps saying that big political events is coming. What do you think is going to happen? I can feel something but curious on the astrology aspect. To be honest with you, I don't even know anymore. Two assassination attempts. People thinking they're fake, even though one person died in the first one. They want him out. They want him dead. I think there's going to be another attempt. The astrology is. You need to talk to my astrologer, Priscilla. because she could do location astrologies and things of that kind of nature where she could break down um, basically all the good stuff about the charts and what's going to happen. She's much better at predicting things than I am, to be honest. Exactly. NDE is just the program running back. Well, you see family members in Jesus. You see the archetype of Christ. You see him exactly as you normally see him. You know that's not what he looked like, if he even existed, which I don't believe he did. You know he didn't look like that. Before the Shroud of Turin, all pictures of Jesus showed a young beardless man instead of the Caesar Borgia face. Ley lines. I got to get more into those, but there's a energy grid that goes over the world. Actually, it's based off these ley lines, and on these specific points are the nodules on this. It looks like one of those. You know how there's like brain scans with a bunch of dots. That's what the map looks like. Of the ley lines. And on the nodules, there's things like pyramids or statues and things of that nature, obelisks. I believe that the ley lines are how the ancients used to transmit information. They used to use it as Wi-Fi or telephone lines. I'm completely convinced. I don't see how all the similar modes and motifs, like the pine cone and the little purse and the feathered hair and all that kind of stuff, it's the same across all countries, 8,000 miles apart. I think that's what they used. I think they used that to transmit information. How about pre-dynasty granite vases? I don't know anything about that, to be honest. What is the Baghdad battery? Never heard of it. The Baghdad battery is a battery. It is the initial battery. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. I swear sometimes my computer just works amazing. Sometimes it doesn't. All right, let's see this real quick. All right. No, we don't want that. All right, there it is. Sorry, guys. You guys have to know it takes me like a minute or two to do this shit. Hold on. Share screen. Okay. Do you see what you're looking at here? This is the Baghdad battery, Devin. And what it is at the top there's a positive terminal, there's a seal, there's an electrolyte, there's a copper end, an iron rod, a copper cylinder, and a clay case. And this was a functioning battery. I think it put out 1.5 watts. I think that's what it was. I would look deeper. Basically, it's an ancient battery that we freaking discovered. They understood how a battery works. Doug, if you want to message me after this, we could set that up. I haven't mailed your book yet, but if you want to get the whole series, we could talk about that real quick so that I could just go to the post office once. Why is this still here? Okay. I'm late per usual. Glad to have made it for some of the show. I wouldn't consider this show. This isn't a show. I'm not really into production value, guys. It's a miracle I even have that freaking thing in the back. I'm just here with the information, you know. I'm not trying to buy people with fancy thumbnails and things. That's all top secret, the way towns are set up on ley lines, probably. Oh, yeah. Using the pine cone pineal gland? Yes, that's why I mentioned it. That's why the Pope has a staff with a pine cone on it. That's why the Vatican has something called the Court of the Pine Cone. Shit. I always do this. You guys have to give me a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. We're talking about the Court of the Pine Cone, right? Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. I dropped my iced tea and I made a mess, so I just had to clean it up. Okay, Court of the Pine Cone. Right? That's what we want to talk about. Let's do that. Oh, this is going to be good. Takes a little while. All right. Let's present. So what you're looking at here, Devin, is the Court of the Pine Cone. This is in Vatican. This is in the Vatican Square. It is flanked on either side by two phoenixes. Interesting, right? What is the story of the phoenix? The story of the phoenix is the story of Jesus Christ. It's the story of the sun. It's a flaming ball of life that dies and is resurrected from its ashes. It's the same story as Christ. And that's why you have two phoenixes flanking the pine cone, representing the pineal gland, which connects us to our higher self or to God. And they know this. This is why they fluoridate all your toothpastes and your water, because they want to calcify your pineal gland. They don't want you to understand how powerful you are. I have had an NDE in 920 and saw a realm. Not Jesus, just colors different than DMT. It is a different realm. I used to be a new ager with plenty of DMT experiences 2018. I know it's accent, which is why I asked, but that's the title. I used to have YouTube. I haven't had time to listen to all your stuff, but I'll get back to you. He did exist. I hope you have a good day. Okay, you saying he exists, you need to come with the receipts. See, what I've done is I've made a case that says he didn't exist, and I've come with videos and evidence and things of my work that I've done. So if you're going to say he did exist, you're going to have to make a solid case for that. Now, This is law. The burden of proof falls on those who are making the accusation. I've made the accusation. I've produced the proof. Now the burden of proof for you, for your claim that he did exist, is to prove that he did. Baghdad battery is like Tesla's light bulb, thousands of years before. The granite vases are absolute proof of highly sophisticated technology prior to dynastic Egypt. You got to remember how long Egypt was a dynasty, dude. You're talking 2,000 years. They had separate sun gods. That's how long it went. The granite vases. I'll have to look into that. What do we call it then? What do you mean? What do we call? You guys answer a lot of questions, and then I go back to read it, and then I don't remember what we're talking about. So what do you mean? What do we call it then? Regarding to what? It's all good. I can relate. So you think ley lines are how they communicated telepathically through pineal? Communicated, sent information. It's like a fax. I think. Libby, the pine cone, was just reading about that in the pineal gland, the eye of God. Yeah. You guys know what happens to people that get their pineal glands removed? First thing happens, they claim that they can't dream anymore. And REM dreaming is very important for you. That's how you re-energize yourself. They're doing astrological rituals on them. I'm sitting in two small lots shaped like the Eye of Providence. 41 degrees north latitude facing the Big Dipper, ley line of the tiny old Catholic Church's altar. You've done some look into this, these ley lines. But have you found a pattern? The pattern is what's important. Guys, you have any more questions? Hold on, Rex replied to me. Hold on. Inky journey to Nibiru. That's what he wants me to do next. Okay, that's what I'll do. You guys understand why Rex is so important to me. It's not just that he was my first interview. It's not that he has an absurdly large podcast. And it's not that he's got some of the coolest fans on the planet. But what Rex is so important for me is that when I was doing my astrotheology work, I was literally just doing the Bible. He's the one that was like, look at the Gnostic text. Look at this. See if you could find something here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these Sumerian texts. Look at this. The one he won't do with me live is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. He's got some sort of like weird thing about it, and he refuses to do it. I've done it, but he's very important to me because my work has really grown to 74 ancient holy texts because he's the one that suggested, look at this one, we'll do an episode. Look at this one, we'll do an episode. And every time he gave me a new one, I found more in it, and then I was able to dive. He plays a big part in this. He's in my book series, Rex. He interviews my main character. I wrote the whole chapter as if I was Rex Bear. So if you guys know how he talks and his little mannerisms or aneurysms or whatever, I put them in the book too. I'll give you a YouTube channel and titles in the comment section. All right. Sure did, buddy. Hold on. I'm RHO negative. I'm A negative, by the way. I don't have 34 vertebrae. You guys know that when we're born, not when we're born, I lied. When we're gestating, it goes through mutations. And at some point, you get a tail That's why you have a tailbone. But in some people, you have a tail, and it grows. Anyway, in gestation, a lot of the times, you end up losing that, but sometimes it doesn't always fall off. The first thing that develops in gestation is your asshole. And many people don't evolve past that, to be honest with you. But that is true. We're due to some. So, let's see what we got here. When I was reading about it, they mentioned that the pineal gland at one point extended from the head like an Alien vs. Predator and was used to feel, sense the environment. Do you agree with this idea? No. The pineal gland is wired to your visual cortex. It's deeply embedded in there. It was never prominent. It was never prolonged. And why do you think the Indians put a red dot here? What is it representing? All of them do it. It's the pineal gland. It's always been talking about the pineal gland. They've known about this forever. It was always within the head. Now, in like reptiles, for example, the lizard, it has a cornea and a lens, the third eye. It's actually a third eye. DMT is incredibly important for the human experience. And it's produced by the pineal gland on 2 occasions. The first is when you sleep, in REM sleep. The second, and the only other time pineal gland releases DMT, is when you're dying. It's when your body is shutting down. What it does is it prepares you for the next thing. I'll make time to do so with proof as well as my old videos. I got sick, have proof of NDE, and had got derailed in life. I'm not saying the pineal gland is false. Mine is still open. I'm coming with a pure heart and speak with you soon. Listen to me very carefully, everyone, including the process. Thank you very much. But let me explain something to you guys. I came into what I do, everything that I do, including these conversations with you guys. I come into this with an open mind. I came into my research as this is what I found, show me why it's wrong. And that's how I've approached all my work. And the more people that can't do anything, now my mind is going, all right, there's something here. You know, because when you start seeing these patterns and doing this 12 years ago, when no one's really talking about it, and you think you're crazy because you're seeing all this stuff and you're trying to explain it to people, but they're asleep. So that doesn't really count. It's wild when you discover certain things yourself and then it catches on and then people appreciate you for it. It's the best feeling in the world. But my point is the process is yes, I come into everything going, prove me wrong. And I've been chasing religious people, like chasing them on social media to debate me, to explain to me things. And some of them will actually DM me a pastor's speech from the pulpit on the Book of Revelation, which is a start in communication with these people. So my point is that if you can put together some evidence, I will watch it. I can't promise you I'll agree with you, but I can promise you that afterwards I'll have some things to say about it. And find me on social media, The Process, or email me into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. I would like to see evidence. Guys, I'd like to think that I'm not collecting morons in this group. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the thing about other social media or public figures like myself. It's this thing about other ones. It's just they don't care about the quantity or the quality of what they're doing. They're just trying to entertain, and it's so mindless and dumb. That's why I like to think that my audience isn't growing as fast. I know a lot of people know my name. I know that. I've done shows for millions of people. I've been on Coast to Coast twice. I've done Rex's channel. I'm doing Archaics again. I've been on big channels. I've done some really big spaces on X. But I'm always looking for people. Look, this is why some religious people give me a chance on podcasts to show another way. But here's the thing. If and this has happened to me before too, I have talked to Christians who said, your videos have strengthened my faith. And you're probably sitting there going, how the fuck is that possible, right? How is that possible? But that's what I ask. I go, if it had a positive experience on you, I'm not going to wish anything else on you. But if you're going to tell me that this video brought you closer to faith, I want to understand how. I want to understand how and how your mind works. And I've had many people tell me that before. This strengthens my faith. So if you're one of those people out there, please let me know, because I am super interested. You guys don't really realize this. I'm just very curious. I just want to know shit. I don't like not knowing shit. I look up everything I don't know. And it's a very scary time, guys. The Third World War, everything going on in Israel, the red heifer, the new age, something has to be done. Something has to be done it's the Abrahamics. It's the Abrahamics that are causing all this problem. And I'm talking about the weaponization of the temple, the church, and the mosques. These three religions need each other, but they will never get along. They did briefly in the 10th century in Europe, and I don't know why, but they did. And then something happened and set them back off on their course again. But what I will say is that I'm trying to destroy them. I'm trying to bring them down with logic. And the entire time I'm doing this, I'm sitting there going, okay, if I'm wrong, show me how I'm wrong. This is why I think a lot of people listen to me, is because I don't come off banging this on their head or telling them why they're a piece of shit or any of that kind of stuff. I don't debate. This isn't some debate. I've made some claims. I'd like to know if they're true or not. I'd like to know what the world thinks. I think I deserve a right to that. And you're damn right that I'm doing something about it. You guys will see in a few months. For the record, I'm the most nonviolent person you'll meet. That is the only thing I'm going to say about the marketing thing, is it's very nonviolent. Also, guys, do you guys understand what anarchy is? I know I'm going on a rant here, but do you guys understand what anarchy is? True anarchy? Because anarchy is not the idea of lawlessness, things on fire, and people running around with their heads cut off. That's not anarchy. Anarchy is building a garden, growing food, homesteading, keeping the government out of your things. That's true anarchy. So when people use anarchy in a negative connotation, they don't know. Anarchy is rooftop gardens in Manhattan. That's anarchy. Growing your own food, having chickens. That's anarchy. Most people are anarchists, or ANCAP, I should say. That's really, because to me, okay. I love that I could just talk to you guys, by the way. Okay, to me, here's the way I see it. When you're born, unless you're born into a religious family, this applies for everyone else but that. If you're born into a religious family, that's one thing. But if you're not born into a religious family, what you're going to do is you're going to watch TV growing up, and everything is slanted to the left. So you're going to slant to the left. You're going to watch The Daily Show growing up and laugh and think you're on the right side of history and look at everybody so cool on the left. And then you discover the big lie and you move to the right. And then you sit there and you realize that the right are absolutely obsessed with the Bible. And that's no good either. So you're stuck because you don't have a home. And because the leftists are insane too. When you discover that they're insane, right? So both parties can go to hell. Then you try and figure out something like the Libertarian Party. And then what happens with the Libertarian Party is you'll realize that there's nothing but Christ bros just banging their dicks together on the internet. There's a lot of it's a very gay theme. It's a very gay environment by people who are not gay. Like the libertarians online are just constantly like posting photos of a bunch of them in cartoon naked or things of that nature. It's just really, it's that kind of humor. And then you're like, all right, so the Democrats suck, the Republicans suck, and the Libertarians can't get their shit together. They pulled in Chase Oliver. He's the Libertarian candidate who is into all the transing stuff, and he's basically a leftist that was pulled in. They can't get their shit together. So you go, what am I going to do? Well, first and foremost, what you're going to do is you're going to stop voting. Stop voting. Voting gives you the illusion of choice. You only get to elect the president. You do not get to select them. See, what happens during presidential seasons is every time someone comes around, a bunch of random names come up, and then you pick which one you like out of them. No. You don't get to pick the original one. No. That's why the Trump thing was so interesting, because he came out of left field and they thought it was a slam dunk. But my point is that you're politically homeless, right? So now you don't vote. So what do? There are still good people in the government. You can follow them on social media, the people that you like. But that's the frustration in it, because you feel politically homeless. Now, the majority is known as a democracy, right? That's why we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Democracy means mob rule. So those are just a couple of my thoughts that I just went off, I guess. That's just me, though, guys. It's a big betrayal, but like, let me explain it to you guys like this. You guys watch TV shows, okay? That's scripted, that's fiction, that's not real. People watch movies, that's the same thing. Nothing is real on TV. Even Gaia TV fell off. Gaia TV has a lot of problems, by the way. I would never go on Gaia TV if they offered me. Knowing what I know about them from behind the scenes, I would have nothing to do with Gaia. They're just as bad as the Bohemian Grove. Let me just see if I have any more comments real quick. So hold on. So yeah, the process. Anyway, back to the day. So guys, so you're politically homeless. So what do? Well, I started talking my truth and teaching my truth and sharing it with everyone. And then people started getting attracted to me, because when you put out your own frequency, you will attract those with similar ones. And that's what I try to do with my social media. I want everyone on my social media to be friends with everyone on my social media. I've seen so many people talking on threads or whatever on different pages that found themselves through me, and it just makes me so happy. The amount of connections I'm making with people, because it's guys, I think about like the kid in Kansas, right? Who's in the middle of a freaking red state. And like it bothers me though. So like this kid is just sitting there, and maybe he's on a farm and there's not a lot of people around him, and all the people around him are just talking about the Bible, and then he sees this, and he's built differently, so it doesn't it computes, and then he feels isolated and alone. And then hopefully, if I could bring him into an online community of like-minded thinkers, which is what I'm trying to do with all you guys. So I'm always trying to get you guys to talk in the chat. Get to know you guys. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build connections that can outlast me. So the process, yes, please let me know. Okay, who's this? Devin, I love Rex. I know you do. Danny Skylark. Did you happen to watch that video I sent you from Timothy Warren Hogan? Did you DM it to me? I remember asking you to send it to me, but I don't think I got it. But if you send it, I'll have some time. Hello, Micah. I got born with a disformed vertebrae. Painkillers and injections don't work. They don't want to do surgery yet. I'm 50. Ooh. Well, ooh. See, man, no matter how bad you are, somebody's got it worse and is putting a smile on their face. Yeah. So I have a slipped disc, which I just got a shot for. So I'm doing a little bit better. So I get the back pain. I really do. I really do. I am very empathetic to you, but I don't think I could handle that kind of pain. Have you tried THC? Because what I found was with my slip disc until I got the shot, it was hurting. But on THC, it was more dull than sharp, if that makes any kind of sense. I wonder if that'll work for you. I'm like you, man. I don't like painkillers. I don't fuck with painkillers. Oil of the anointing. Every time I go out, they gang stalk me. My mom was O negative. I think I'm B positive. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about O negative and B positive for a minute. Or let's talk about negative and positive, guys. Women, if you are RH positive and your man is RH negative, and you do not know this about each other, then when he impregnates you, you're going to lose the baby because the negative rejects the positive. Women need a shot called RhoGAM in order to allow that to happen. Now, there's problems with the shot of RhoGAM too. But I just want you guys to understand is that there's a large population out there of broken up couples who are maybe, I don't know how large it would be, but think about this population. There's a population of people, regardless, out there who maybe were really good fits, maybe really loved each other, maybe everything was great, and then she kept miscarrying or they couldn't have the baby. And it was because they had opposite blood types. Now imagine if they knew that. So guys, when you get with someone, get to know their blood type. It's important, especially if you're going to look at them as a partner. You need to know their blood type because a lot of couples, in my mind, have broken up over this fact that could have easily been prevented. So that's just my thought. You should look at this setup across the street from Mount Gerhardt with a World War II old German lumber mill also. Do you have what setup? Can you send me a picture of that? I don't go to church. I'm different. Okay, I will do. I used to do the same research like you. Thank you for your time. Sure, process. Email me. It's a catch-22 situation because I really care about people. Yeah. Religions. Exactly. Can you let us know the topic beforehand so that we can have our questions ready for the next Q&A? Libby, this is an open forum. You can ask me anything about anything, and we'll see where these little rants or these conversations or these questions turn into when I answer them. But I don't like to stick to strict topics. I love when people ask me questions about my work. That I love. I really love that. Or how I figured something out or whatever. But you don't need to write down a question ahead of time. You can just ask whatever you want, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. "22 equals 4. That's the door of life and death." I've heard of. No, I need to know what this means. Can you explain to me what this means? 22 is 4. So the sacred. That's numerology right there. 2, 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So that's the reduced number. And I know that 4. I've heard of something negative about 4, but it's at the far reaches of my mind, Danny. Please let me know what that is because I'm interested. They changed my first name from baptism to birth certificate, from Jeremiah Michael Danowski to Jerry Michael Danowski. You guys want to hear something interesting? My mom does a lot of spiritual work on it. And she does things like generational work. We know that generational trauma is passed down in DNA. We know this as a fact now. This is something you can go to Google. You don't even need to go to a weird search engine. Go to Google. So, generational trauma. It imprints on your DNA. If a relative was like murdered or raped or anything, that stuff imprints. And you can do generational work because everything is one, everything is connected. Where she basically clears my ancestors' debts so that they don't affect me and protects me too. I've got a team that protects me. Now, hold on a sec. Let me look at. So anyway, she protects me and is cleared out. You can do that. They change. She told me. This is the rest of the story. I was just looking at his name Jeremiah at the Jerry, and I was trying to figure that out in my head. So you can do generational work, obviously, and the other thing is that she went to her astrologer and she was talking to her about me because you could imagine how someone would have to deal with someone like me as a parent. And she was like, I don't understand, because she doesn't really understand how far off I am, so far off from where my parents are religiously that I think they don't really understand it at some point. But anyway, so she's talking to her astrologer, She just told me the story. I'm trying to remember it. She's talking to her astrologer, and she's like, I don't understand why he didn't find God this way, why he's finding God his way. And my name is Micah, right? Or it should be Michael. So you got Raphael, Ezekiel, Ariel, Samael, Michael, Raphael, Angel. You got it? The L, right? So I should be Michael. And the astrologer told my mom, you chop the L off his name. So he went looking for it. I found that interesting. I think it's like spiritual stuff like that that just really gets me. That's the kind of stuff that I look for. So, sorry guys, it took me a minute to figure that story out, but Tony's here. Hello, Tony. Kim's here. Kim. Here we go. Craig F. Anarchy etymology from the Greek. And without. Archos, chief or ruler. You guys know this, right? Like, you guys have, unless you have asshole neighbors, which is totally possible, most people get along with their neighbors. It's kind of like you talk to them, and none of them want war, right? You know, none of your neighbors. You have a block party. Nobody's out there like, oh, we got to go to war with Russia. Those people don't exist in the real world. I'm just glad I grew up at the time that I did. So let's see. I'm a civil libertarian. The libertarians, they're the funniest people. I'll tell you that much, because they figured the first two parts out on their own. And I like that. Okay. So you haven't gotten to the last part then, Iblis, where you realize that they're infiltrated and they're not centralized and they don't have their shit together. Here we go. Let's do this one. The pineal gland is the link between the objective and subjective state of consciousness. Is it safe to say that we are in a simulation dream state? My dreams feel more real than this reality does to me. I think we sleep a third of our lives, and some people more. And I think that's like the natural state. There's something about it that's just so nice. Have you read Michael Talbot's The Holographic Theory? I think I have it. I promise I won't like look over there for like 20 minutes, but I just want to see if I can remember. Michael Talbot's The Holographic Universe. It lays it out. We are in a simulation, and when you take mushrooms, it strips it back. It allows you to access more of your brain. We have what, 1%? No. It's like 0.1%. No, it's 1%. We have 1% of the auditory and visual spectrum available to us through our senses. If we saw 2%, it would freak us out. If we saw 5%, we wouldn't be able to function. This is what a trip feels like. I wake up wondering who they're gonna MK Ultra sacrifice me. What do you mean by that? That's what they do at the wall of the black box. Do what? I know that was from an earlier question. I just don't remember what we were talking about. The Abraham Accords are evil. All parties are liars. Christians are lost in the sauce as well. I agree there. I don't vote. Church. Participate in the worldview. Like I said, I come from a different path as we all do. Okay? Most politicians are all in the same country club. Doesn't matter what side. Fuck that razor. Honestly, just like literally look at what a president or someone very high like a bishop or a cardinal, like Boston, like their diocese, like that cardinal, that bishop. When they die, they get everyone together. And they get everyone together, including all past presidents, first ladies, all of them. They all sit in the front row. And everybody freaks out. They're hugging each other. They're taking pictures together. They do this every time. Every single time. I mean, do you guys really want your politics to be like WWE wrestling? Do you want it to be like the good guys and the bad guys, and then they fight all the time, and then is this what we're heading to? In the way that the Democrats are romanticizing George Bush right now, and Dick Cheney just shows the absolute lack of memory that this country has. Libertarians are still statists that beg to an illegitimate institution. Most people don't know it's illegitimate. This is why we have to work to get it out there. Don't worry about Congress or president. Vote locally. That's who is really in charge of your everyday. They're just at a tinier stage, but they're still the same deviant asshole, self-absorbed, cannibal Satan lizard people at that level. You don't want those. I'm telling you, don't vote or run yourself. Maybe this is the motivation you need. Maybe you should run. Maybe you should try to make things better. Listen, nobody has a name. Like, before she was AOC, she was a bartender. Everyone has a backstory. All right, so stop watching the circuit. Okay, so I love the Micah rants. We need more of these. Jerry, you need to meditate and ground yourself. Calm some of that energy down. Yeah. Care Bear Power Rainbow. Yeah, we need more of that. My Facebook got shut down from inactivity. Is that a thing? Don't But don't they leave dead people's profiles alone? That's a lot of inactivity too. I what? Huh? I don't like that. That's ridiculous. I despise social media too, Razor, but unfortunately, I have to use them. I have a friend, a best friend, who's like my heart and my soul. He's like a brother from another mother. And he gets, he's an Aries. Uh, and he's just this very big, meaty, big beard. Like you would find him with an axe and you would think he was filming a movie. Um, he gets fiery. He has a temper sometimes. Not with anyone he loves. Um, but yeah, he always said to me, "I am sick of this place. I am sick of this country. I am sick of all this. If I ever win the lottery, I'm buying Epstein's Island, and I'm just gonna go live there because I know no one will bother me." And I know it's such a messed up joke, but it makes me laugh so hard when I think about it. So, am I the asshole? I feel bad, but it's really funny to me. Need a good massage and chiropractor appointment? No, I'm actually good. I appreciate that. I'm getting a shot in my hip in 2 days. Yeah, so I should hopefully be fine within a week or two after that. And then I can go back to tap dancing for y'all. Was Zeus an incarnation of Lucifer? Zeus predates Lucifer, so that wouldn't be possible. Yep, I had a friend that lost 11 babies to. Oh, no. Oh, that hurt my heart to see that. Yeah, I had a friend that lost 11 babies to a man, thought it was her, but it ended up. Could you imagine being like your basically entire adult life pregnant? I couldn't imagine that. But she had 5 kids after that. Okay. Good morning to you. Oh, it's still the morning. Okay. I go to chiropractic every week. Some days are really painful, even with this THC, but then it helps keeping me mentally okay. In summer, oh, okay. I like how you're seeing. I like how you're fighting through it. I like that. I like that. I'm really glad to hear that. Um, when it comes to THC, the if you're in pain, the quickest way is the pens, the little vapes. That works instantaneously. Um, but I wish you well. Do you and your wife ever do shows together? Uh, so I'm trying to convince her to come on because she is so. Half these books are mine, half these books are hers. She's a very interesting person. I want to interview her, but we'll see. All right, here we go. If Kanye wasn't is pot, we could rub dabs on our heads to be anointed. I'm not familiar with that. All right, let's see here. Give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna go get a drink. Forgive me. This is a shirt that one of my fans made me. It's cool. I like it. Hello, everyone stayed. I'm so happy. I thought you all left. Whatever. Let's see here. Please explain the Tower of Babel. I get that they wanted us not be able to communicate. The story of the Tower of Babel is that they wanted to build a tower that was big enough so that it could reach God. The story about it, or it was said, that obviously if you're building a tower, you have a chain of people going up it, right? Handing over supplies, just like moving it, getting stuff up there. They said that if you were to drop a brick from the top of the tower where they were, it would take a year to hit the floor. Impossible. That's the story. Babel was confused which is where we get languages from. They were confused their tongues. Suddenly they couldn't work anymore. And then the tower was destroyed. There have since been in public, and for the life of me, why can't I remember? I can't remember where it is, but they're making a replica of the Tower of Babel. Can't remember where it is, though. Guys in the chat, if you know, please let me know. So, Kim, I think that's what it is. It's basically, it's a childish way. The Tower of Babel story is a childish way to explain how languages were created. That's what it is. Sure. Is that Freemasonic? Like, again, DJ Emo, what were we talking about? You have to let me know. What is the attraction to Freemasonry? Is the light not Lucifer? Lucifer is not the light. He's the light bearer. What I'm going to explain to you is going to make me sound like a Luciferian to people who don't understand any better. But I'm going to explain to you what that is. Lucifer is the light bringer. In Genesis 1:3, let there be light. You know Lucifer is the light bearer. God asks for light. You know it's Lucifer's job to provide the light. He's immediately mentioned, Lucifer, in the Bible, if not by name, but by action, for sure. Lucifer is the planet Venus. Lucifer, morning star. The morning star is Venus. The reason the morning star is Venus is because if you were to watch the sunrise in the morning, there would be a pinpoint bright light somewhere above it, not too far. That's Venus. So what happens is Venus comes up first, lights the way for the arrival of God's only begotten Son, the light of the world. Venus, or Lucifer, also has a pentagram. The pentagram in the earliest represented summer and winter. If one point was up, I'm trying to remember this correctly, 2 points up is winter, 1 point up is summer. That's what it was. And then further along, fast forward it, it becomes a Christian symbol before it was even thought to be a Luciferian symbol. The Christian symbol, the pentagram, because there's 5 points. There's 5 inflictions of pain on Christ. The wrist, the feet that were together, so that's 3 nails, the crown of thorns, and the spear of destiny in the side. That's 5. So the Christians revered the pentagram. Then they're the ones that turned it on and flipped it, and it became such an evil thing. That being said, I am not a Luciferian. I've never heard the name Lucifer in there, and no, has nothing to do with it. Now show that clip to a religious person. Tychos, Life York, thank you. One of my neighbors is a known meth dealer. Not much to like there. Wow. You've got Walter White living next door to you, and you're not over there asking him crazy stories? I know you're not going to. I get it. I get it. Those people interest me, man. People interest me. What's up, Romeo? I've had people that frequently try and break into my home. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. On the bright side, though, what kind of guns you got? I don't dream. I have visions. Talk more about that. The entity that supposedly spoke to Abraham is obviously a deceitful, belligerent, bigot, bloodthirsty, and very insecure personality. There you go. That well sums it up. I like it. Political position is like a mating pheromone. Sociopaths find it irresistible. That's probably the best way I've ever heard it put. Yeah. What do you know about Ireland? The Emerald Isle hiding. I don't know anything about Ireland, to be honest with you. Uh, I've heard these like stories about the Bible being Irish, and I never really dove into that, but I could love a summary of that if possible. My ideas are too radical for my local politics. Sage smudge for the chat. I don't like sage. I don't like the way it smells. Can you use Palo Santo instead? And I'll let you be in charge of that. There you go, Jerry. I'm learning to leave out the tobacco. You're right. Pure works faster and longer. Good. You have a good fighting spirit. I like that. Because I'm dealing with this for I can't even tell you how long, and well, they use cannabis in the incense burn at the cathedral. I thought they used frankincense and myrrh. Or maybe I'm not going to get this right now. I don't know if cannabis is in there. I want to see that. I want to see an article on that. Have you ever had a near death experience or SSS? No. I've also never tried hallucinogens either. Like I understand what the plant medicine is supposed to show you. I get that concept. I just haven't seen it yet for myself. But no. Super lucky that way, I guess. Or visits from entities from other dimensions. No. Nope. I learned from Archaics that the Tower of Babel is the Pyramid of Giza. I'll say this. I like Archaics. I'm going to be on his show like 2 months or so. Unless they bump me up, which they might. I like Archaics. And I am not sure about this below, but I've maybe seen researchers like him, like one in a million. So I don't agree with that, but I'm sure he's done his homework, is what I'll say. Or plasma ball. My girl sees plasma. She sees plasma balls. I have not yet, but I'm told that they're here. I've seen pictures. They're real. I promise you. There you go. In Basel, Switzerland, the imitation of the Tower of Babel. Oh, thanks, Jackie. The IBS Money Building. Yep. That's it. Thank you. Cheers, Mike. I have family across a lot of religions and faith. Catholic, Protestant, Mason. So I like to ask a few things. No. No, I was just explaining a couple topics. That's all. Guys, listen. I'm the least. I don't even know what the word is. Maybe confrontational person. Honestly, like I can promise you, I'm literally never mad. I promise you. A 38 special with a long barrel attachment. Very nice. I do on my YouTube. Danny, you have a YouTube? What is your channel about? What do you talk about? I seen Baphomet in a. Baphomet's not evil. To my understanding, I think the reason that Baphomet is considered evil is because it looks like a demonic thing. I think through no other things than that is where it started. No, it's a duality. It's the male and the female energies. And they literally show you that. You know how you know? Because Baphomet is the body of a man, but he also has breasts. They show you the duality right there. And the man, that's Aquarius, the sign of the man, and the goat, that's Capricorn. Aquarius and Capricorn, really ridiculous with this, right? They're next to each other. So there's things embedded in this. Baphomet is not evil. That being said, I don't know if we'll be alive at a time where people will be able to say that out loud without being looked at as crazy. So just secretly know the truth behind that and laugh at the normies. I don't. You're welcome, Jackie. Razor, get the drug. Yeah. Yet, you have a divine right to protect your family. That goes without question. And so I'm just here to tell you how much I love you. That's my girl. Thank you. I'm a little behind on comments. That's why I didn't see it till now. Crowley loved the Baphomet. Crowley also had a like fluids fetish. He was bisexual for starters. Here's something they won't tell you though. Did you know that Aleister Crowley invented a sexual position that y'all use? I'm not going to tell you which one it is. That's for you to figure out. But Aleister Crowley invented a sexual position. Yep. Anyway, he loved Baphomet. He was also into like he would like serve guests like literal shit and piss and semen and blood and no. Oh God, it's so gross when I think about that. Oh, it's so gross. Uh, and if you guys don't think that they're doing this, in the Diddy papers, the P. Diddy files leaked a thing about Cassie, his ex girlfriend, a testimonial, where she said that she used to provide them with her monthly flow and they would go and do satanic ceremonies. Yeah. You need to eat some mushrooms, dude, and explore, especially with how your mind is. What a lovely compliment, man. Thank you. Real cool, dude. Thank you. I like that. Um, sure. So, I do actually have some in the house. Me and my girl have some, and we've never done it before. We're gonna try it together. Should be nice. But thank you for that compliment. Do you think the pentagram that was built in Washington D.C. has to do with Venus? I don't know which incantation of the pentagram. It is a pentagram. In one of my books, I outline this. It's in my second book, The Sacred Stones. I show you how streets were mapped out and how it forms an unfinished pyramid and what happens if you finish the pyramid and what building that is in the eye of the pyramid. I talk about it in my second book, yeah. Into the Rabbit Hole series. I had my phone in my pocket while listening and accidentally reported a comment. Sorry for that. Well, now you're going to have to buy my book series. So, Doug, I'm just messing with you, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. Did he scooped yesterday again? You guys understand that Diddy is the black Jeffrey Epstein, right? You guys do get that, right? Please realize he's not just some rapper. All right, guys. It's been almost 2 hours, so we'll do this again tomorrow.